Well, who is giving the instructions to your computer? You might think it's you. You might think it's you when, in fact, it's somebody else. You might think your computer is obeying you when really it's obeying the real master first. And then it only obeys you when the real master says it's okay.
Are you using Microsoft Windows on your computer? You must have already know the fact that Microsoft is spying on you all the time. But probably you're not bothered about it because you think there is no harm on little spying to improve user experience, right? Do you know Windows is jam-packed with malicious functionalities, including surveillance of users, DRM, censorship, and a universal backdoor? Let's see what Microsoft is doing to your system. You might have noticed, when you are in the middle of a presentation or in the middle of some urgent work, your computer shuts down suddenly with a little warning or sometimes without any warning at all, and you lose all your work all of a sudden. That's right, automatic updates. No, it's not your fault. Microsoft is shoving down updates to its users' throats whether you like it or not. Doesn't matter if you have turned off automatic updates in the settings, because the settings doesn't work. This Windows Update backdoor was reported back in 2007 with Windows XP and Vista. With Windows 10 and 11, this backdoor is no longer hidden. All Windows updates will be forcibly and immediately imposed. These unwanted updates can mess up your entire working system. For example, suppose daily you need user software for your livelihood and it breaks with the forced Windows update. What will you do? New Windows devices come with a great feature, automatic disk encryption that safeguards your data if your device gets lost or stolen. However, what many people don't realize is that if you log into Windows 10 or 11 using your Microsoft account, a copy of your recovery key, which can unlock your encrypted disk, is sent to Microsoft servers without your likely awareness and without the choice to decline. Go to this website and you'll be able to see all your recovery keys associated with you. Take a note of it and keep it somewhere safe and delete it from here. Although it is not guaranteed that Microsoft will really delete the data from their server, but it's the only option we have. You must have heard about the TPM chip requirements for Windows 11 installation. A Trusted Platform Module, TPM, is a specialized chip on a laptop or desktop computer that is designed to secure hardware with integrated cryptographic keys. A TPM helps prove a user's identity and authenticates their device. An authenticated, local attacker could send maliciously crafted commands to a vulnerable TPM, allowing access to sensitive data. In some cases, the attacker can also overwrite protected data in the TPM firmware. This may lead to a crash or arbitrary code execution within the TPM. Because the attacker's payload runs within the TPM, it may be undetectable by other components of the target device. Some security experts suggest a speculative but noteworthy suspicion. Writable microcode in Intel and AMD microprocessors could serve as a means for the NSA to infiltrate computers, possibly in collaboration with Microsoft. While unproven, it's a notion worth considering. Steve Blank, a highly regarded technology expert from Silicon Valley, expresses his belief that it would be astonishing if the U.S. National Security Agency, NSA, wasn't incorporating backdoors into chips manufactured by major semiconductor companies like Intel and AMD. This would potentially grant the NSA the ability to access and manipulate machines. These statements follow revelations in the Australian Financial Review that computers produced by the Chinese company Lenovo are prohibited from the classified networks of intelligence and defense services in Australia, the US, Britain, Canada, and New Zealand due to apprehensions about potential vulnerabilities to hacking. You can read the details in the full article. It's an old article, but with this track record, users should not trust the companies at all. Windows 8 includes a backdoor that allows for the remote deletion of apps. While it may be acceptable to permit a trusted security service to deactivate programs it deems malicious, there's no justification for outright deleting these programs. The right to decide whom to trust in this matter should be in users' hands. Microsoft is taking the initiative to remotely disable Internet Explorer, directing users forcefully to Microsoft Edge. This imposition of change is seen as malicious, and the redirection from one problematic program, i.e., to another, Edge, is not justified. Microsoft is making it harder and harder to replace default apps in its Windows operating system and is pressuring users to use its proprietary programs instead. If you try to replace Edge browser with Google Chrome, just see how Microsoft nags for Edge browser. Is it healthy? No. Users should be able to use whatever browser they want. Microsoft is actively removing the Flash player from Windows 10 computers through a universal backdoor in the Windows system. The disablement of Flash by Adobe doesn't justify this exercise of power. The structure of proprietary software, like Microsoft Windows, allows developers to enforce decisions on users. You must have encountered these messages when trying to download browsers, right? See how you are being manipulated? If you're not a tech-savvy user, you'll already use Edge. My point is simple: if Edge is so good, we'll use it anyway, but forcing and nagging the users is not the right way. Windows will show ads everywhere, in its File Explorer, in the settings, in Notification Center, in its Edge browser. Microsoft is infesting Windows with ads. Microsoft telemetry is slowing your computers down. Not only computers, your Xbox too, if you use one. And it cannot be disabled easily. Although I doubt if it really disables it. Microsoft, after compelling the download of Windows 10 on computers initially running Windows 7 and 8, engaged in a concerning practice. They persistently activated a flag encouraging users to upgrade to Windows 10 even after users had turned it off. How long will you say no? Microsoft Edge, the browser, automatically shares the web addresses of pictures you look at with Microsoft servers to improve them. There's a worry that these pictures might end up on the NSA servers. Microsoft says they don't identify you with this, but it's doubtful because at least your IP address is known to the server. In any case, it's not fair because any image editing should be done on your own computer using free software that you install. When Windows 11 starts up, it immediately begins sending data to online servers without seeking permission. Personal details, location, and hardware information are sent to Microsoft and other companies as telemetry data. This happens in the background, and users don't have a straightforward way to stop it unless they disconnect the computer from the internet. Google Meet, Microsoft Teams, and WebEx, which are proprietary programs, gather personal and identifiable data from users during calls. This includes details like the duration of the call, participants' identities, and the IP addresses of everyone involved. This collection of data has the potential to harm users, especially if these companies share the data with governments. Companies like Google, Apple, and Microsoft, and likely others, are gathering information about people's access points and GPS coordinates, which can pinpoint their exact location, even when the GPS is turned off. This is done without the person's consent, using proprietary software embedded in their smartphones. Even if they were to ask for permission, it wouldn't necessarily make this data collection legitimate. Microsoft is tricking users to create an account on their network to be able to install and use the Windows operating system, which is malware. The account can be used for surveillance and/or violating people's rights in many ways, such as turning their purchased software to a subscription product. Microsoft recorded users of Xboxes and had human workers listen to these recordings. Morally, we don't see a distinction between human workers listening and automated speech recognition systems listening. Both actions infringe on privacy. Skype refuses to confirm whether it has the capability to eavesdrop on calls. The lack of a clear statement strongly suggests that it likely has the ability to do so. Microsoft compels individuals to provide their phone number when creating an account on the company's network. This, coupled with the use of non-free software, extends the mistreatment of users by tracking their activities beyond the computer and infringing upon their privacy. Windows 10's telemetry program transmits information to Microsoft regarding the user's computer and its usage. Moreover, for users who installed the fourth stable build, known as the Creators Update, Windows intensified surveillance by unilaterally setting the telemetry mode to full. In this mode, Microsoft Windows engineers can access various details, including sensitive information stored in registry keys, such as an administrator's login password. DRM-restricted files have the potential to reveal the identities of individuals browsing through Tor. This vulnerability is specific to users employing Windows. There are a lot more I can tell you about Microsoft Windows. But I think you got the point that I am trying to make. You should not use any proprietary softwares, because these softwares are made by big companies for their own profit and benefit, not yours. People's privacy is at risk nowadays. For instance, if you use any smartwatch or fitness app which tracks you, it will know how much you work out, how much is your weight, your BMI, your heart rate. So whenever you will go buy a new insurance policy, guess what? Your smartwatch company already sold your data to the insurance company, so if you're unhealthy, your premiums will be more. This is just one example. Your data can be used in a million ways against you. That's it for today. If you like this content, please share this video with others. Please do subscribe if you like to see more contents like this in future. It will encourage us and help the channel to grow if you subscribe. See you in the next video, and as always, stay strong.